What's up, guys? I'm Noah, and welcome back to, you guessed it, All-Star Tower Defense X, our favorite tower defense. And today we're going over every single method to get rerolls in the game currently. Spoiler alert, they're insanely hard to get and need to be buffed. But guys, before we start, like I always say, I'm trying to become the best Roblox anime YouTuber out there. So if you want to join the journey, a like and subscribe would be much appreciated. But with all that being said, I hope you enjoy the video. Alright guys, so I do have a notepad, every single method. I'm also going to be ranking them. I don't know if I said that in the intro, but we're going to be ranking them. Starting off with one of the worst ways. It's not necessarily the worst, but the fact that you can only do it, well, every 7 days is the tasks, okay? Tasks right here are basically just, well, they're just quests. The daily stuff does not actually give you any rerolls, so not going to be counting that. If it gave you some rerolls, maybe it would be up there. It probably should give you rerolls considering how hard they are to get. But the weekly does give you 15, which is not bad, right? But if you consider that that's like 2 a day, which is, you know, not that good. 15 rerolls every 7 days is not the best. So it's really, you know, not the worst method, but since it's every 7 days, I'm going to put it at the last and the worst way to get rerolls being the tasks. Okay, that's the first one down. Second one is level rewards. All right, now these are kind of the same story as the task, and if you don't know how to get these, they're basically, well, right to the left, summon. That's robots. And then Grand Elder, if you talk to Grand Elder, go over here, say level rewards. He will have, well, level rewards. And these are actually, again, very solid. But considering the fact that after a while, they're going to be no use, is why they're at some of the worst ways. Because, like I said, they're going to run out. However, though, you know, level 35, 25 is very good. This is probably realistically one of the best ways to get rerolls as a newer player. But in a couple of months from now, it's not going to be valuable at all, which is why I'm putting it, you know, super low down. But very useful, and you also don't have to grind for this, so no reason to put this too high up. And same for the tasks, because there's not really ways to grind for them. You just kind of get them as you go along. All right, guys, next up, we got Infinite Mode. Infinite Mode is basically a way to get rerolls because, well, they drop void bags, right? And when you get void bags, well, they have a chance to drop rerolls. However, they're super low, so I'm not putting them too high on the list at all. But considering the fact you can actually grind them and they're not like rewards or tasks, is why I'm putting them, you know, up above the tasks and level rewards. Because you can grind these whenever, however much you want. The only downside is when you AFK these, they have a cap of 99 on the void bags, making them a little bit more annoying to, you know, save up a bunch and get a bunch of rerolls. And they're also very, very, very low chances to get rerolls, I cannot lie. So definitely a method, but is it a good method? Not necessarily. All right, guys, next up, we got challenges. All right, challenges are, well, very also annoying to get for rerolls because, well, they're a 30% chance on expert mode, which is very low considering, well, you're only going to be doing about 6 runs every 30 minutes for challenges, and that's literally 2 trait burners every 30 minutes, giving you 4 every hour and 40 in 10 hours if you're doing every single challenge for 10 hours straight. Look, that number is diabolical. Astd X devs need to buff these trait burners. However, challenges again, still a good source of rerolls. Definitely better than Infinite Mode, and considering the fact that you basically get them grinding for Ghost 3s, well, it's kind of a no-brainer. You're going to get these. However, very low chances. 40 in 10 hours if you're getting lucky. And considering how these ghosts are, if you saw my video, it's more like 15 an hour or 15 every 10 hours. So, again, very, very hard, but still one of the methods and definitely a little bit more up there. All right, next up we got on the list are the dungeon bags, okay? Dungeons are from this little door right here. If you open this door and go through there, there should be a portal every about 4 hours. Now, the dungeon bags are better than the void bags to my knowledge. I've gotten way more rerolls from the void bags, or, sorry, from the dungeon bags, and they're very good, I can't lie. This is the best way. You have to do every single dungeon. You need to be doing these dungeons every single 4 hours. Do the dungeons, come over here to the door, pop it, and do your runs. They're very, very good getting them. They also give you a bunch of other rewards, and the trait burners are, well, you get quite a bit from these. I'd say, you know, you could probably get upwards to like 6 every 30 minutes, which is a lot better than challenges, and it's all about luck too. So realistically, you could literally get like 60 in one go if you get every single bag as a reroll, but probably not going to happen. Still, one of the best methods. Make sure you do dungeons. If you watch my dungeon video for Aqua, it's super easy. Just bring a Super God Goku, put him in the front, and you should be good to go. Get these bags. Very useful. make sure to get them. Alright guys, next up, one of the last methods before the final, I guess, extra one, is the trials, okay? Trial shop, I think right now is the best way to get rerolls until, well, obviously when the stock goes out, but it's still 50 rerolls, which is going to be a lot. That's a lot for a free-to-play, okay? That's like really, really, really up there. All you have to do is go to the trials, do the Astd trial over there, which is this little thing right here, that little building. It's the first thing on the right, through the snake path. If you played Astd, you know what trials are. They're a pretty fun thing, I cannot lie. Very unique, very fun to do. And you talk to this guy right here, and he has a shop. And it's one reroll for 5 coins. If you get MVP on the Astd trial, well, you can be getting almost 2 rerolls a run, which is like better than anything we've seen in the game so far yet. And if you get all the rerolls right here, 50 is going to be a lot to get to. So make sure you get this from this guy. Alright guys, and lastly, the best method in the game, by far better than anything I've ever seen in a tower defense game, is the Robux method. I truly do hate to say this, but they made the trait burners for Robux one of the most valuable things that you can buy with Robux on All-Star Tower Defense X. Look at this. 180 trait burners for 3,000 Robux. Keep in mind, most games are like 5,000 Robux for 100 rerolls, like Anime Vanguards and AA, and they were super hard to get, right? Robux was not the method, which I like about that. But Astd Winting made it so it's literally pay to win. It is so pay to win. Any YouTuber out here that can make enough money to spend not even that much Robux on trait burners can get All-Star on literally every single unit. I mean, look, you can literally spend $300 and get almost 2,000 rerolls. That is insane value. That is like better than any bundle I've ever seen on a game. So in my opinion, if you have Robux, you might as well spend it. Sad to see it, but this game is super pay to win on the reroll side. I really wish they took it out and added orbs back. It's not nostalgia. This is the truth. And considering how bad every other trait is compared to All-Star, well, All-Star is basically meta. No shocker, right? Look at these traits. 12% damage. No damage. 10% damage on some of the rarest traits in the game. And then also over here, way better than anything. So, sad to see it. This is one of the best ways to get trait rerolls. Again, I do hope orbs get added back into the game and rerolls are considered being taken out or heavily buffed to make it so realistically anybody can have a couple All-Stars on hand for meta units, because that was kind of the best part about Astd, was the fact that it was super free to play friendly and anybody could get good at it and follow any guides. But that's all I have for you guys today. There are all the methods ranked. Again, I'll go over them. I have a notepad. I personally said it was tasks, level rewards, void bags from infinite challenges, and that's 40 every 10 hours, dungeon bags, trial chop, and then Robux. So if this helped you out in any way, guys, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to join my Discord server. Make sure to also join my Roblox group. I have some merch for Anime Vanguards, and maybe in the future, I'll be adding the All-Star trait on the back of this too. But with all that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.